Right then, we are back, and this is The Undertaker up against Mordecai in a casket match. Of course, the match that never happened. It was supposed to happen back at WrestleMania 21. Of course, Mordecai had debuted, and they built him up as this sort of The Undertaker figure. It was all perfectly lining up until Kevin Thorne, or Mordecai, whatever you want to call him, ended up in a bar fight, which led to a lawsuit, which led to WWE changing their plans and taking him off the telly. It was a real shame, to be honest, because I remember being younger at the time and being really intrigued by this idea of Mordecai versus The Undertaker, good versus evil, life versus death. It was a really interesting concept, but it never really worked out. And eventually, of course, in 2006, he did make his re-debut as Kevin Thorne, working for the ECW brand. I don't think he really did much, to be honest with you, since then. That whole ECW brand was a bit weird and wonderful, wasn't it, really? It was never really took off, in my opinion. I think the problem is, for those of us who watched the real ECW, watching WWE try and appropriate the name for that failed attempt at a rebrand was just awful. And I think that's the issue. Of course, this is The Undertaker currently coming out with his newly won Hardcore Championship, which he won away from Terry Funk in that Texas Death Match only a couple of days ago. Currently sits on our ranking system on plus 17 after 58 matches, plus 11 after 7 just this year. So it's been a really good year for The Undertaker so far and allowed him to really elevate his level. Right there, next up we have got Mordecai. He is in our ranking system as Mordecai and Kevin Thorne. We've kept them the same person. And he's currently on -2 after 2. Both matches have come this year. I think one of them was the Monsters Ball Gauntlet match last week to qualify for the Hardcore Championship match that, of course, The Undertaker won. And the other one was as Kevin Thorne back at our Invasion pay-per-view when we had a Vampire Freeway with Mordecai representing ECW. We had Gangrel representing WWF, and we had Vampiro representing WCW. This is a pretty good core as well. I quite like this, to be honest. And this, of course, is a casket match. We did one last week, and it was a pretty interesting match type, and I think it has some potential. I think it has some potential for more use in the future on the channel, but let's see how we go. There are no pinfalls, no submissions, no disqualifications, no countouts. The only way to win the match is to put your opponent in the casket and fully shut the lid. That's it. After shutting the lid, the remaining superstar will be declared the winner. Simple as that. And surely The Undertaker has to be the favourite for this one. What I would say is, of course, The Undertaker being the current Hardcore Champion. This is a non-title match. However, if Mordecai was to pick up a win here, by some strange reason, we would give Mordecai the opportunity to fight The Undertaker once again, but this time for the Hardcore Championship. But I don't think that is going to be something that will happen. I think The Undertaker is in incredible form at the moment. He's on a great winning victory streak and the new Hardcore Champion. I mean, defeating Terry Funk, that was no easy match the other day. Terry Funk put on a fantastic appearance himself, but The Undertaker was just one step too much for him. Incredible resilience, incredible power, incredible strength, and was able to eventually finish off Terry Funk. And I just think he's going to be one thing too far for Mordecai. Mordecai will end up dropping to -3 from 3, but let's see what happens. Stranger things have happened on this game, as The Undertaker straight away under the ring looking for a steel chair. Sent straight into the face of Mordecai, knocking him out. And now dropping the boot right in the back of the leg. And Undertaker going to try and make this one quick. He's over there to open up the casket lid already. I miss the old Buried Alive matches. I'd like to get them back on the game. They were pretty cool. I don't think I ever did a Buried Alive match, though, that was AI versus AI back then. So it'd be interesting to see how they worked and how they would work in this new iteration of games. As The Undertaker dumping Mordecai over the top and big boot into the face. And Taker now pulling down the casket lid. Mordecai popping back up and is able to push that lid open. And Undertaker somehow falls back into the ring. And Mordecai shutting the door of the casket. Realised that it's not great for him with that door open. It's risky. Mordecai now out the back and a strike right into the back of the knee of The Undertaker. And Mordecai taking control of Taker now as well. Interesting. Never expected this much, to be honest. That boot across the face there by Mordecai. Oh, Taker threw the hand up there. Looked like he was going to go for the chokeslam, but Mordecai took him down. Taker now dragging Mordecai. This is when the match got a little bit weird the other day, was when they tried to fight to the side of the casket here, because I think it's a bit awkward to try and get someone in. I think there's a very small hit window for that casket. Undertaker back up on his feet with Mordecai. Mordecai Taker up on the shoulders. And now going to try and Death Valley driver him into the casket. Going to try and get the lid shut. Undertaker now with a boot in the gut. And now another big boot in the gut. And Taker is going to take Mordecai up into that last ride straight into the turnbuckle. Now taking down the straps. I don't know why he's wasting time here. This would be a good time to get him straight into the casket, but looking to do some more damage first. Potentially thinking about a tombstone there, but Mordecai fought back, and Mordecai now looking for that crucifix powerbomb. And he hits it. Wow. Mordecai now using the ropes to his advantage, picking Taker up and dropping him. Oh, with that cutter onto the steel chair. Big damage done there by Mordecai. He's now going to dump Undertaker over the top. This is a bit more even than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Mordecai now looking to shut the casket lid, but Taker is there fighting back. Taker able to escape the casket, is back up on his feet and now looking under the ring for some more support. And look at that, it is a baseball bat swinging it, but Mordecai caught him. I think he was looking for the crucifix once again, but Taker launched him over the top. Oh, look at the dive there by Taker. Wow, straight over the top, taking down Mordecai. Mordecai sending Taker back into the ring. I mean, if Mordecai pulls this off, I'm going to be shocked, to be honest, but if he does, I say it sorts out the extra match we have planned in the pay-per-view later in the week, because we've got one open spot in the pay-per-view at the moment. I'm trying to wait for some sort of opportunity to throw itself to us, but I mean, if Mordecai was to defeat Taker, I mean, the Hardcore Championship match would be obvious. Mordecai now up on the top rope, willing Taker back up to his feet. And diving in with a big double axe handle, the big double axe handle drop in the Undertaker. I'm losing my voice already. I've only recorded 2 videos today. My throat is gone. As Mordecai once again dumping Taker over the top and boots him face first into the casket. Big opportunity here. Look at Mordecai trying to shut the lid, but Taker once again just sits up out of the casket, back in the ring. Mordecai has the steel chair. Taker just flips that out of his hand. Taker now setting Mordecai off the ropes, went for the strike. Mordecai came back with a shoulder block. Both guys just ran straight into each other. Undertaker now takes Mordecai up, looking for the tombstone piledriver onto the steel chair as well. And this is a big chance here for Taker now to dump Mordecai over the top. And a big boot dropping Mordecai into the casket. Mordecai's taken some big damage. He's taken a last ride. He's taken a tombstone, but it's still not enough. And look at Taker just flattens Mordecai with that stiff lariat. And a big leg drop. Look at the steel chair right across the gut. Again as well. Big strikes by Taker. Mordecai back up to his feet and gets throttled instantly. And there's the big, strong choke slam. Taker now dumping Mordecai once again. Boom. Into the casket. Surely this time it's been a last ride. It's been a tombstone. It's been a choke slam. Can he get the lid shut? Mordecai trying his hardest to fight free. But Taker still in control at this point in time. Mordecai is just about survives, you know. Undertaker backing out of the ring, grabbing a hold of that baseball bat once again. But surely Mordecai, you see by the way he's walking, he's not got a lot left in the locker here. He's taken some high-impact maneuvers. He's taken a hell of a lot of damage. And if the Undertaker, whatever he's stalking for here, can hit, it's another tombstone. Mordecai up on the shoulders, dropped head first. Big tombstone pile driver. Surely this time Taker... Oh no, he's struggling. There goes Mordecai crashing into the casket. Surely this time all the damage is done. This time will be enough for Taker to simply shut the door. Simply shut the door on Mordecai. There he goes. Mordecai is down. The Undertaker, your hardcore champion, continues his great vein of form and his great winning streak to get past his first challenge since winning the belt. Mordecai / Kevin Thorne moves down to a -3 after 3 matches. And the Undertaker is going to move himself up with that singles victory to a +18 after 59. Undertaker now up to 13th position in the ranking system, equal with Bron Breakker, Bryan Danielson, Jeff Cobb, and Malachi Black. And of course, we do know the Undertaker will be main eventing. This is mad, isn't it? Undertaker will main event our ECW November to Remember show next week because he is the hardcore champion. He'll be defending against the winner of a fatal 4-way elimination match between Mike Awesome, Shane Douglas, Taz, and Terry Funk. 4 guys that are very high rated and very well known in ECW. So that's the plan for next week. Also, I'm not sure what else we're going to do next week, actually. We'll find something else to do. Maybe Bloodsport Championship. It doesn't really suit the style, does it really? But I'm sure we can figure something out. Maybe New Jack will be interesting in the Bloodsport Championship division. He's a bit of a crazy madman, isn't he? Maybe Cruiserweight Championship as well. Eddie and Juventud both worked for ECW, so that's something we could definitely look at doing. And we do have... Oh no, I was going to say the Dudleys, but of course the Dudleys are no longer the tag team champions after last week, are they? Interesting. We'll try and figure out a championship or two to defend. Maybe some of the ones that haven't been looked at for a while would make sense. And European champion Storm Norman Smiley? Yeah, he could suit ECW. Did Norman Smiley work ECW? Norman Smiley, ECW. I don't think he ever did. No, he worked WCW and that was it. And of course he works WWE now as a agent. Okay. I still think we use him in ECW anyway. Let's get that European Championship defended against someone. Not quite sure who in ECW suits it, but I'm sure we can find somebody. Even if it's one of the FBI. We can loosely say they're European, can't we? Anyway, I love you. Leave you good night. God bless. Love you to say. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you a bit later on today. We've still got Deadpool Penta versus the Swolverine. Brian Cage. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.